Some of these companies, I don't want to isolate any, but, Billboard, Complex, all of them really.
Yeah.
They get these lists wrong a lot.
They do.
They do these rapper lists and hip-hop lists, R&B lists. Usually they're very, very wrong.
Yeah.
Recently, Billboard put out a list of the best female rappers of all time.
Yes.
All right? So what I want to do is, I don't know if we need to go all the way back to all of them to list all 25, but let's go through the top 10.
Okay.
And then I could just name sporadically some of the ones who are in the rest of the list.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start at 10. Number 10, Foxy Brown.
Yeah.
Number 9, Eve.
Philly's own.
Yep. Number 8, Roxanne Shante.
Legend.
Absolutely. 7, Salt and Pepper.
Pioneers.
Absolutely. 6, MC Light. Don't laugh at MC Light.
No.
We not finna do that.
I'm laughing for reasons that you will agree with.
Okay. All right. I was about to say. 5, Queen Latifah.
Multifaceted, man. Multi-hyphenate.
UNITY.
Yeah.
4, Lil' Kim.
Okay. The original queen.
3, Lauryn Hill.
Fire.
2, Misdemeanor Elliott.
Yeah. I like that.
1, Nicki Minaj.
The queen.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So that is the top 10. Now, outside of the 10, there's other people in there. Number 11 is Cardi B. They got
what?
I'm gonna go through the rest now.
Okay,
I might as well.
Yeah.
12 is The Brat. 13, Trina. 14, Left Eye. 15, Meg Thee Stallion. 16, Doja Cat. 17, Rhapsody. 18, Remy Ma. 19, Lotto.
Okay.
20 is Moni Love.
Wow.
21, Glorilla. 22, Lady of Rage. 20. Come on, man. You got to chill. 23, Gangsta Boo. 24, Doechii. And 25, Tierra Whack. That is the top 25 list according to Billboard of hip-hop artists. So let's start off with Let's start with the 5.
Okay,
the top
let's start
5.
with
The top 5.
That was loaded, yo.
That was a lot. That was a lot. The top 5, Nicki Minaj, Missy Elliott, Lauryn Hill, Lil' Kim, and number 5 being Queen Latifah. What do you think about that?
Okay, so I mean, listen, I think it's fair to put Nicki at 1. I'm gonna start with 1. I think it's fair, very fair.
Oh, well, we get to disagree fast because I don't.
You don't think so?
Absolutely not.
Okay. And then with Missy Elliott, I personally think this is a rightful place. Okay. She got too many hits, too much influence, bro.
Now, I agree.
There wouldn't be a Tierra Whack without a Missy Elliott.
I'm glad that they have that list because there's no list to me without Missy being top 3.
Absolutely.
Missy has to be top 3 too.
She has to be, bro. Like, it's too, from the music videos to everything, bro. Like, she's phenomenal. Lauryn Hill at 3. This is the reason why I'm okay with that. Do I necessarily agree with it? Yeah, I agree with it because when it comes to like longevity, obviously, like as far as performances, she's made her like when she's there, she's a great performer. You know what I'm saying? When she's on time, okay. But she only has really one solo album. The Fugees album, if you want to count that in her discography, cool. But she really only has one actual album. Okay. It is phenomenal. Absolutely. It's probably one of the best, if not the best albums anyone has ever produced on this top 25 list.
Absolutely.
But
we can't not include the Fugees.
Yeah, so if we're including the
she was the
Fugees,
standout.
yeah.
Let's be clear. She was the standout in the Fugees.
Not Wyclef? What?
Wyclef is fire.
Yeah.
But she's the standout in the Fugees. On most of those songs, she's the parts that people remember.
And so with that, she might have the most, like within that window, like the best discography probably on his list, like pound for pound. Lil' Kim at 4, I don't know, yo. That's tough, but I mean, there's only 5 spots, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's tough. Like, she's influential. There would be no Nicki without Kim, but I'm okay with that. And at number 5, I'm a little conflicted because I think Queen Latifah is dope for hip hop.
Yeah,
she's dope. Like musically, acting, all the other ventures she has.
I will put Missy in front. I mean, not Missy. I'll put MC Light in front of her.
That's my only issue. I would switch spots with them.
Absolutely,
because MC Light does her own thing too. She's
and to me, MC Light it has more memorable rap moments and is. I think just a better rapper.
Oh yeah, better pure rappers.
And then and then even has like some of the more conscious, the Poor Georgia, all that. I don't know. I just think across the board, I think she checks more boxes.
And she might, among this list, she might have the most distinct voice. Like I think her voice is like powerful, commanding, and it's fit. It's like the perfect rapper voice. Period.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think that she has the most distinct voice, and then I also think that she, if I'm not mistaken, she is the first. She had the first solo female rap album to release.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. Yeah.
So just a legend across the board.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I MC Lyte has to be top 5.
Sure.
Nicki ain't. I'm gonna be real.
That's
now here lies the conflict.
Yeah.
Why does Nicki Minaj belong in front of Lauryn Hill or Missy Elliott?
She more longevity, more star power overall, and I would say their influence.
When you say
she
longevity,
can't match influence like bar for bar. Like
I disagree.
But she's influential.
I don't think she's had more longevity than
you don't think so?
Than Missy Elliott.
Yes,
I disagree.
At the top, yes.
See, here's the thing about at the top.
Yes.
When was the last time Nicki Minaj was at the top?
I would say her last album.
She been at the top. She was at the top last album.
She was at the top at that moment.
She wasn't ahead of Cardi. She wasn't ahead of Meg. None of that.
What was her last album? What was it?
The fact that you have to ask me that.
What was it? Blueprints, Pink Print, whatever, man. Pink Print 2?
You see, I think we just say things. People are the best because they said it enough that we believe it, and we just start saying it.
Okay.
That's how I feel about Nicki. She was the only female rapper who was in the mainstream for a long period of time.
Yeah. And she was dominant for a long time.
That's that's by default, though.
It still means something.
It does. Okay. Give me, what is... Oh, man. Now it sounds like I'm hating. I do not want y'all on my head. I don't want the bar. That's who I do not want.
It's already over with.
But what?
They already sought you in there.
I'm going to be honest. Nicki off rapping ability, off pure rap.
She can out-rap.
She can out-rap a lot of people. I don't think she can out-rap Lauryn Hill. Let me be very clear.
I think she can out-rap Lauryn Hill.
I don't think not today, yesterday, next week, 10 years ago. I don't think there's any point where she can out-rap Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest. Lauryn Hill is at the top on the actual rapper list.
I think talent-wise, I think she's the most talented. Period.
Nah, bro. Go back to them Fugees records, bro. She was bars. I don't know. I don't
think she had many flows as Nicki, though.
She don't got as many voices, of course. Yeah, when you playing characters, and doing accents and all that, for sure. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't see. Okay, how about this?
Okay.
How about this? Give me 2 meaningful Nicki Minaj songs.
Her songs. What's that, John?
Give me something even just a little conscious. Just go ahead.
Oh, conscious?
I mean, meaningful, deep, conscious, thought-provoking, anything.
I don't know, yo. Super Bass was dope. Monster was dope.
Super Bass is crazy. Super Bass being the answer is great, bro. You see what I'm saying, bro? We just be saying that because she been around the longest. No, bro.
I don't know, bro. Like, has her music been the most meaningful?
How can you be number 1 and you don't have meaningful music, bro?
Who's your number 1?
Lauryn Hill.
She only got 1 album that came out almost.
Nah,
25
bro.
years,
I'm not finna not count the score, bro. No, the Fugees is on there, and that's hard.
That's a collective.
And that's it don't matter. She sung the hooks and had a verse on all the songs.
It's dope. Lauryn Hill is dope, but bro, consistency means something.
And guess what? If I didn't put her at 1, Missy's at 1.
I think So for me,
and if I didn't put her, I'm going Nicki probably 4 to 5 to me. She's not top 3 to me.
So is she better than Kim?
Better is a strong word. Do I think that she raps better?
I think they're on par.
I think they're around the same level, rapping wise.
Yeah.
Kim was hard. I ain't gonna hold you. And the thing is, I know she got a lot of slack because people were saying, "Oh, Biggie wrote for her," but her hardest stuff that she came out with was after Big died.
Honestly, yeah, it was though.
Her stuff with Mobb Deep and all that, like.
Yeah.
Her most memorable verses, I feel like, was after Big's passing. So, that to me, they're on par.
Yeah, I don't know, yo.
But you can't put her in front of Lil' Kim because look, half of her, who she is Lil' Kim.
I think Nicki would admit that too. I think she would admit
Bro,
that.
the same poses, the look, the rap style, everything.
I just feel like Nicki's high was higher than, for a longer period of time, was more lengthy than any of these women on this list. Honestly.
I think it's just because she was the only one out.
Huh?
I think it's just because she was the only one out, bro.
They had it. Let's not even bring that up. But they had like other
I know you weren't about to say Iggy.
I was. I feel like she destroyed her
Iggy
career
is crazy
somehow. The internet did too, but
she destroyed her own. Once we heard she had that Australian accent, it was a rap. People didn't know she was Australian at first. They thought she was from Houston or something.
But instead of pointing out that there weren't as many high profile women, because right now, bro, we're in like this, like their golden era.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And if Nicki were like, if she were in her prime, I think she would still be ahead of all of these women out. Like, respectfully. Like, I love Megan. I love Glorilla. I think she would be ahead of all of them still.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
I don't know that she rap better than Lotto. I don't know that.
Nah.
I don't know that.
Oh, man. Wow.
I don't. Everybody else you said, yes, I agree.
Lotto know how to hit.
Lotto can rap, though, but she don't.
And she's not backed by a Lil Wayne. That's also important, though, like in the context of this.
That's what I'm saying. She also came out under the biggest artist, just like Drake. She came out under the Wayne when he was Wayne.
Wayne, bro.
When he was the biggest, one of the biggest artists in the world.
And she was the first lady of Cash Money, basically, bro.
That's what I'm saying. So, and this is not a slight. Like, I think, like, Nicki is extremely talented, but putting her in front of Lauryn Hill, I just cannot do that. And I also can't do it with Missy just because I think Missy changed hip hop.
She changed music.
She changed music. She changed music videos. And we're not even talking about the songs. Her as a songwriter, that's a whole nother bag.
That's the whole thing.
Because then
she contributed Aaliyah, right? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's a whole nother bag. Yeah. So that's Genuine. They wrote for a lot of them. Yeah. But I'm saying just as, I can't. I'm not able to do that.
I gotta put her up there. The bar's gonna kill me anyway if I don't. But I also feel like
you feel like Nicki won.
I do. I think she's won, bro. I think the argument can definitely be made for the top 4. Period. I think an argument can be made.
They didn't put nobody trash in the top 5. Which I appreciate.
And I appreciate the fact that they release, because you know how a lot of these publications do. I work for them. Like they'll have a 25 list, right? And they'll get to they'll start putting number 24, 12, 6, and then in the slider or the graphic at 3. I'm like, bro, just tell us the one.
Tell me all.
Just tell me all of them.
Now I appreciate that they put it all on the same page.
I do like that. So shout out Billboard for that.
Yeah, y'all made this a lot easier for us.
You feel me?
Because having to keep switching screens would have been
the
rough.
Wi-Fi here ain't always the
it's a little shaky. But the 5 I'm not mad at.
What person are you mad at within the top 10 who you feel like should have got more love, or do you feel like the top 10 overall, aside from the 1 spot and 3 spot, do you feel like it was all right?
The top 10, to me, the top 10 is, I'm not mad at the top 10. I'm going to be real.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have, I don't know if I would have, and I'm not as versed in her music, so let me say that with a grain of salt.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I would have Foxy Brown ahead of the Brat or I don't know. I'm also from Chicago and I am biased.
Yeah.
But the Brat rap better than almost everybody on this list.
Oh, absolutely.
And
her creativity is on another level.
Yeah. So I think I would probably have the Brat a little bit higher. But other than that,
and where's she at? Number 14? What was it?
They have the Brat at number 12.
Okay, behind Cardi.
Which
that to me is crazy.
Cardi has 1 album. You talking about 1 album?
Truly 1 album. No collabs, no you know what I mean? She got a few mixtapes, but albums, she got 1, and it's phenomenal, bro. I actually think I don't think it should have won a Grammy that year. But I'm not mad. I'm not mad at the fact it did. Just given the commercial success, that's something you can't ignore. And it was a really good project. Astro World, I think, was in that same time, so I'm biased. So I think Travis should have won. But regardless, bro, I think the top 10 is relatively decent.
Yeah, I think it's decent. I think they did an all right job.
I'm not as well. I understand Roxanne Shantae's as a pioneer, what she did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
that's why she
with me not being as well versed. I feel as though Eve should have been ahead of her, but again, I'm not. This showing my age too. I'm not really hip to Roxanne Shante.
Yeah, Roxanne Shante is just on a historical level of her
sure.
being one of the first, if not the first, like respected female MCs. I feel like that's why
with the guys, you know, what
battling
I'm saying?
all that. I feel like
All
they
that.
had to put her in there.
Yeah.
Just out of respect. I don't think it's, and that's also when you see these lists, like what are the metrics?
Yeah, we gotta know.
Because if the metrics are just rapping abilities, that's one thing. Are you including sales and all of that? That's another thing. So with them putting her in there, I don't think that they were including sales. I think it was just like overall impact. It looks like,
which I respect too. I respect
which I respect, and that's the same reason why I think they would put a Salt and Pepper in there. I don't necessarily think Salt and Pepper are the best technical rappers on the list, but I think that their impact was so large, and they impacted women in hip hop and influenced the next ones to come after so much that I think that you have to include them in there. So like,
for sure.
Yeah, so I think this is the top 10 is respectable. After that, it gets shaky.
It do get shaky because they're incorporating a lot of contemporary artists who, in my view, haven't earned some of those spots yet.
Right, but that also highlights the lack of women in hip hop.
Like as far as like those
historically,
like
mainstream, how many they've allowed to reach mainstream, because they only include really mainstream people here outside of like the Roxanne Shantays. They're really including more mainstream acts, and there just haven't been that many who've been performing. And that's why I say about Nicki, it's not a slight, but like there was a good 10-year span where she was the only mainstream woman rapper.
Yeah, man.
So and so there wasn't really any, like, they didn't push anybody else to the forefront other than her for I say almost a decade.
Yeah.
It was almost a decade where it was just her.
Just Nicki for real.
There was no other. There was no second. It was Nicki.
It wasn't close. Like, of course you had your Azalea Banks, but she kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
kind of. I don't want to say fizzled out, but kind of because she is talented. But you know, times change.
Every time I see her, it ain't got nothing to do with music. It's her saying something stupid
on X. Yeah, on X.
Yeah, I can name one song by Azalea
She
Banks.
got a classic, John. Name escaping me, which is crazy. How am I going to call it a classic? I can't.
And you don't know the name of this record. See?
It's the 1-2. Y'all know what it is. Azalea Banks.
Now, if I really wanted to get on my hip hop bag, Jean Grae should be on this list.
Jean Grae, I've never heard of that woman in a day in my life.
Now, Jean Grae is your favorite rapper. Like people like Jay-Z and Nas have bigged her up as one of their favorite rappers.
Oh, wow.
Like lyrically on another level, but she was more underground, and she still puts out some music every now and again. But fire, like look, if y'all have never heard of Jean Grae, look up Jean Grae. Nice.
Shoot, Philly's what's her name? Bahamida?
Oh yeah,
she's fire. Like she was fire. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's so much talent, but of course, when it comes to the top 25 spots, you got to account for mainstream success, like or a presence. You know what I mean? So I get it.
But the reason there's a lot of reasons why I have to put Lauryn Hill first, and I think one is Lauryn Hill there was nothing else but her talent. She wasn't sexualized at all. There was no other draw other than her rapping and her singing. Nothing else. Like that, solely based off talent, was able to sweep the Grammys, was able to have the impact her album had.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why. And I can say the same thing about Missy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like Missy, it was just straight classic records that still to this day are in commercials and like are prevalent. So to me, those are 1 and 2.
Yeah.
That's for me. For me, 1 and 2, Missy, Lauryn, whichever order. I usually would say Lauryn first just because her music is just more meaningful to me. But I would say those two though to me. And you got, and so who's your top 2? You got Nicki and who else?
Top 2 is Nicki, Lauryn.
Nicki and Lauryn. Okay.
And I put Missy 3 only because like Lauryn Hill her music was more poignant for me personally.
Rap and Reason Podcast with Dr. Jeremy C. McCool and Earl Hopkins.